I did it. I can't believe I did it.
What did you do, son?
Did you just talk to me?
No, it was just your imagination.
Oh, okay.
No, I was kidding. Yes, I was talking to you.
Oh, well, what do you want?
What are you excited about? What did you find?
Oh, well, just a new Game Boy Advance game. It's a lot of fun and it's kind of a hidden gem.
Oh, really? Which one are we talking about? Cartoon Network Speedway?
What? That game's trash.
Pokemon Sapphire.
That's nowhere near a hidden gem.
Glover.
That's not even a Game Boy game. I'm talking about Astro Boy, Omega Factor. I never watched Astro Boy. I was never curious about it. I never took a glance at the manga, never even watched the 2009 reboot. But Astro Boy piqued my interest.
I'm actually excited to talk about this game. I was a little excited to start playing it since the title screen has some bumpin' jams, and I read that this screen is a reference to the original. I thought that was awesome. This little nod was so cool and got me excited to dive right in. Does Astro Boy have a theme song? I can imagine something like, Astro Boy, you gotta treat him like a brother or he will beat up your mother. That was actually kind of messed up. Speaking of themes, the game has a great soundtrack. You can definitely tell this was Sega. It feels like Sonic when it's more on the chillin' side, then when it gets intense, it's something totally cooler. It fits perfect with the game. I cannot stress that enough. Every time you're fighting, the music makes it more intense, and when you finally beat that boss, you feel good. If you die, the music is there to feel great and not to make you feel like a donkey's butthole with annoying music like some other games do. Astro, the character himself, is so cute. He's adorable and determined to always do what's right, and he's actually pretty funny. There's a lot of text boxes and dialogue in the story, but the characters have quite a bit of personality to them, especially Astro. And don't worry, the text isn't long because you can fast forward it. Yes, finally, a game who gets this right. The fast forward feature comes in handy later on, and I'll tell you why soon. But first, let's take a look at the story. Now, I didn't pay too much attention to the story. I never do, honestly. What did you expect from me? But I can summarize it. It starts off with a little origin of Astro. Apparently he was a boy who passed away and now brought back as a robot. That's at least my knowledge. Dr. Wily, you let yourself go! Oh, that's not Wily, that's Dr. I forgot his name. He doesn't really show up much to the story though. Anyway, the main conflict is the struggle between robots and humans. Astro wants peace for both, but some people want total robot domination while others want to wipe out robots entirely. The scenes are pretty neat and the talking sections are set up like Fire Emblem. The characters have their sprites and different expressions and it's actually pretty awesome.
This is also where it gets kind of bad. Omega Factor has this plot to the story that after defeating all the bosses, Astro still loses. He has to go back in time and basically redo everything to figure out how to save the world. This is good and bad.
At first, it was a really cool idea. It also was not too stale from my experience. Astro can basically level up and every time he meets someone new, basically befriends them, he gets a skill point so he can make himself stronger. Specifically his punches, lasers, his jets, special shot attacks, sensor modules, and his life points. I was noticeably stronger. Then again, I was also playing easy mode because I didn't know the game. I'm not garbage. Okay, I'm a little bit garbage, but I didn't want my first experience to be too difficult. And on easy, the regular enemies are super easy. Easy mode allows for more special attacks, so you can basically spam them. But I didn't just spam the whole time, I gave myself a little bit of challenge, especially with the bosses. They were some close calls. But going through the story again, the game calls it Rebirth. There are some new dialogue that Astro has, it happens near the end of Rebirth, and there are several extra options of places to go and new places to see. So overall, didn't get too repetitive, and the great controls and fast-paced action really takes your mind off of just being a mindless beat-em-up.
Yeah, the bosses, those guys are pretty insane. They're a little bit intimidating at first, but after getting to know their moves, you feel a little confident and you beat them and they're great and it feels satisfying.
What's also satisfying are the graphics. They're so good. If you have seen my review on Blender Bros, I said in that video that I dislike space-themed games. I like the more earthy look to things and like fantasy. But Astro Boy Omega Factor proves me wrong. It doesn't completely change my mind, but the backgrounds are so colorful and contrast the main platform so well. Oh my gosh, it's so good. There are cute things in the background, like if some levels have a Sega sign, and it's just amazing. The bosses are detailed and the sprites are great. You can tell exactly who the characters are and how they move, and it's amazing. I was generally surprised during my gameplay. I haven't played a great Game Boy Advance title in such a long time.
Overall, a really fun game to play with a few minor flaws. There were some really confusing things like going through specific levels and going down on the screen of a side-scrolling level so you can go to the observatory at the end in the background that you didn't see before, and sometimes it just doesn't tell you. Like, how was I supposed to know that? How? I wasn't. But you get lucky with things and you figure it out on your own. Fighting was fun, it never got old. The enemies were very similar and they were clones, but they would grow different sizes, so Astro Boy, who's very small, would be fighting big, giant henchmen in trench coats, so it was pretty fun. The characters are goofy and entertaining, charismatic, and I love them. I really want to take a look at the Astro Boy show, so I found a trailer on YouTube. Let's watch it, shall we? Did Astro Boy just kill a line of KKK members?